Hi everyone, I'm George, this is James, and I'm super excited today because we've just recorded a show for Gardener's Question Time on BBC Radio 4. James has helped me do it, and we've just finished, and I thought I'd take the opportunity to do an informal kind of chat interview style thing with James. So James, can you just introduce yourself to the viewers?
Okay, my name is James Wong. I'm trained as a botanist, but I work in different types of media. So I work on gardening shows, on TV and on radio.
Cool, and you're an author as well?
Yeah, I've written a couple of books.
Got a new book coming out?
I've got a new book coming out now, very interested in aquascapes. Yeah. So we met each other, on Instagram, like 6 months ago?
Yeah, so we did a joint kind of article in the Telegraph, Sunday Telegraph, as part of their gardening supplements. And you've got an Instagram account, I've got an Instagram account. I reached out to James and said, let's do something together. James is passionately into aquascaping, and that's kind of why we're here today. And I just thought I'd kind of let James explain his passion for aquascaping, because it's a little bit different to mine. James is very much kind of a bit lower tech, so I'll let you explain.
Oh, okay. Well, I always had aquascapes when I was a kid. I don't think we had the word for them then. This is like back in the 80s and 90s in Singapore, where if you go to like a market, there's like the fruit section, the vegetable section, and then there's the fish, living fish and plant section. It's such a common hobby there. So like everyone in my school would have them. Would bring fish into school, which we wouldn't do now, but we'd bring fish into school in little jars and show them off to each other. And when I moved to the UK, I was under the impression that it'd be impossible, because when you look at books in the UK, you have to have lights and you have to have pumps and filters. And I always thought that, particularly when I was younger, that A, there's no way I could afford it, and B, I'm so technophobic that I would never understand any of the stuff. And I started following lots of interesting people on Instagram, including yourself, and I thought, as a scientist, a lot of the functions that you have this tech for are done by the plants. Yeah. So if you don't have many or any fish, if you don't have any livestock creating that amount of waste, could the plants just do it all? If you have a very, very densely planted tank. So I started experimenting. I had a tank from a charity shop, a couple of times bigger than a shoebox, shopped it with loads of plants, got a desk lamp from IKEA, put a grow lamp in that, put it on, and I was amazed that it worked. So now I've been experimenting with different things. I have been trying to grow things like water lilies, outdoor water lilies, but indoors. I've got one in a fruit bowl. I tried to experiment how small you could go, because I think I had beginner's luck, so everything I tried for the first 4 things worked. Okay. And worked much better than I thought they would work. So I found a fish bowl on from a floristry design website. Okay. So it's not meant for fish because it's this big. Yeah. And I thought, can I get away 10 centimeter diameter aquascape? Yeah. And weirdly, that's the one that I have the least amount of problems with. So it's been kind of fun experimenting, but it's also challenging. The tech's there for a reason. Yeah. But if you design it in a certain way and you're willing to put the effort in, it's not strictly necessary.
Do you have any kind of favourite plants and materials you like to use in these setups?
So I have lots of favourite plants. I think the things that really get me excited are the things that I couldn't get as a kid, the things that didn't exist in aquascaping. So, once upon a time it was like bunches with a lead weight, back in the 80s lead, you can't hit that now, that you just drop in, Lodia. The things I think are interesting are the epiphytic type plants. So they're not true epiphytes, but they function like them. So getting Bucephalandra and Anubias, and the ability to garden where instead of digging a spade into the ground with soil, you're just super gluing plants in place. Yeah. To me, it's like the ultimate crossover between floristry and gardening. You have that flexibility to do unbelievable weird things. Yeah. And in gardening where everything has been done before, and it's kind of really expensive, and you can only do it for certain seasons, and I can't afford a house with a garden, so I can't even do that. Yeah. The ability to do that in a tank is just amazing, and you can do it in the dead of winter when everything's miserable outside.
Yeah, exactly. So you can see more of James's work. His Instagram handle is @BotanyGeek.
You should totally work with me for PR. That's amazing.
And I'll link it in the description below. Check him out. Awesome Instagram account. Just really inspirational stuff, James. So it's like, because it's zero budget almost, isn't it? And I think it's really accessible to people that, this is quite high end, quite expensive.
Well, I've been inspired by, like, you're what I'm trying to in some way emulate, just in a really cheap ass way.
Yeah, and I think that's the golden ticket, isn't it? If people can achieve something really, really beautiful without costing, it's perfect. So check out James's Instagram and check out BBC Radio 4 Gardener's Question Time, August the 17th. I'll put a reminder on my community tab to remind you all nearer the time. But I've had a really, really good time. It's great to meet you again. We've met at Aquascaping a couple of times.
Yeah, you can't escape me.
Yeah, and you're a big fan of aquarium gardens as well, right?
Absolutely.
You've been there a few times. So yeah, maybe you can have one of these in your house one day.
You never know, fingers crossed.
Help you set it up, get over your technophobia. Thanks so much for agreeing for this quick interview, James.
Thank you, it's been fun.
Yeah. Keep on scaping.